People have gone to the moon and come back, invented vaccines for life threatening diseases, and survived the entire runtime of K3G, and yet have no clue about how to go on a date. Most kids, when they hit 18, the right age where it's okay to get pregnant but not consume alcohol, so they can't even blame the pregnancy on being drunk and instead have to live with that self conscious decision for the rest of their life. Most kids at that age are always eager to go on a date. And as they age, they slowly realize that it's a scam by Cafe Coffee Day to get the most out of the chocolate cappuccino. So this video is catered to both sides. The young ones who are clueless about going on dates and the adults who are clueless about going on dates. To find a date these days is easy. Most people hop onto the Play Store and download and run all the available dating apps until they pretty much run out of RAM storage. But personally, I don't believe in an algorithm coded by equally single men looking for horny women. Instead, I call my filter the Dexter method, where I go on night stakeouts with a pair of binoculars and french fries and screen out women who might be my potential dates. Once I know where they live, watch their behavior, check their criminal background from an inspector who I once caught taking a bribe during one of those stakeouts, and also go through their academic and job profile, I make my next move. However, in case you find this too creepy, as most of my dates have frequently mentioned, you can stick to those dating apps if you want. Hey, it's your loss, man. Once you find a woman, it's time to make your next move. Entice her. This is where most people go wrong. They think that impressing a woman involves being good looking or having a great sense of humor or speaking confidently, when that has clearly never worked for me. Research shows that body language is the most powerful form of communication and that women are actually 60% better at understanding it. So clearly, everything is pointing to one and only one thing: a courtship dance. While I admit this ingenious idea is not my own, and that I only found out about it thanks to a late night documentary on the Greater Love Arena for which I cancelled all my stakeouts, it did take courage to practice it out in front of a woman out in public. You see, behind the most complex woman who loves eating gourmet food and donating to dog charities lies the most basic need of wanting to be impressed via a courtship dance by a male member of the society. The only thing that is stopping her is the courage of the man to do it himself. Now, I would love to demonstrate how to do a courtship dance, but my camera only shoots in 144p, and I would hate for you to watch it in anything less than 4K. So, I'm just going to skip this part and move on to the timeline of you actually exchanging each other's numbers and planning to go on a date. But, in case you want to practice some moves, just Google nature's best moves, mating, how, and watch yourself be amazed. Most people wonder when is the right time to pick a date so as to not sound desperate. And this is where people go wrong. They think that dating is complicated, when in fact it is far more complicated than that. Once people pick a date, they simply go out on that date. They could not be more wrong. Here is what people should do instead. Let's assume you chose the coming Sunday as the day of your date. Now, instead of going on that date, you knock on her door the day before and hope her mom opens it for you. If your date comes out instead, shove her aside and go talk to her mom. Years of watching films and being part of my family discussions has taught me that it's the parents that you have to take out on your first date. When you meet the mom, wish her namaste in whatever dialect she speaks, and from your pants, take out your thick, long, dark government company ID. Allow her to touch it. Let her feel the job security in it. And once she giggles in awe, touch her feet and smile. If at any point the dad arrives, hand over the copies of your Aadhaar, ration card, and 12th marks card. Let him know that you are a non fugitive man of responsibility, focus, and dedication. Chat with him for a few minutes to get a brief idea about his political inclination and bash the opposition party using vague words like corruption, inflation, and taxation. Congratulations, you've just unlocked the most important crux of your date: her parents. Whatever follows next is going to be somewhat between being invited to stay over for lunch, meeting the neighbors, talking about family, career, sports, and some more politics, all in between controlled laughs of 60 and 80 decibels or so. Meanwhile, your date is for the most part going to stand there with their mouth wide open, confused, shocked, frustrated, needy, and wanting for attention. This is pretty much the emotion you should aim for. MRI scannings have shown that these emotions signify the lowest point in a woman's life and resonate when a woman wants a man the most. And this is where you come in. After hours of ignoring her, you finally make eye contact with her, and when it's almost sunset, you respectfully ask her parents to take her out for dinner. At this stage, they would have hoped and prayed for nothing less, and so would gladly allow you to take her anywhere you like. So, in short, when your date is at the lowest point of her life emotionally and heavily underprepared, with full backing of her parents to be with the man, Basically, like going through the emotions of being a bride, you swoop in and sweep her out of her feet. You'll no longer have to worry about eye contact because she'll be too lost to make any. You will no longer have to worry about what food to order because she'll be too confused to have any. You will no longer have to worry about what to speak or what impressive words to say because she'll be too dumbstruck to hear any. And just when she thinks you could not be more enchanting, you take her back home, put her to sleep, and wish her good night, keeping her restless for the rest of the night. The next day, expect a string of good morning messages, mostly from her dad, but one from her with a smiley at the end. And that's when you know your date was successful. Hope you will no longer have trouble finding true love, ladies. Thank me later. Farewell.